Hi, viewers. You're welcome again to another episode of Diary of Hackers. I am super excited to be on this wonderful show with a special guest in the building. Yes, so he's a person with over 15 years of experience in the information technology domain, and he's currently focused on cybersecurity. And we'll be very glad to have him share his experience thus far as well as his advice for the next generation of cybersecurity professionals. One amazing thing about this special guest is that he has diverse experience and vast experience. I mean, 15 years, 15. So you would agree with me that he has a lot of experiences that he would like to share with us so that we that just getting into the field would not make the same mistakes he has made, as well as the right path that you need to get the right path you need to get on as to be a successful cybersecurity professional. So I enjoy you to please watch this video to the end so that you get the whole grasp of the juicy content he will be dishing out for free. It's for free. So sit tight and don't go anywhere. Okay, cool. You're welcome again, sir, to Diary of Hackers. And if you don't mind, sir, do you want to tell us more about yourself and what you're currently working on?
Okay, thanks, Joshua, for your time. Like you rightly mentioned, I have, okay, first of all, my name is Samuel Onaghise. I'm fondly called Sam. Like you rightly mentioned, I have about 15 years of experience, right? Currently, I'm a systems engineer with Fortinet, more like a sales guy with technical skills. Um, my career has been kind of a mix, right? So I've been a network engineer and currently I'm a cybersecurity engineer. So it has been quite a journey though, but again, I am where I am and I can confidently tell you I'm enjoying the ride.
Okay, that's wonderful. Good to meet you, sir. So is there any difference between a system engineer, a sales engineer, and a cybersecurity engineer? Is there any difference or intersection between these
Um,
domains?
I think the definition lies with the company, right? So systems engineer for me or for my company also means sales engineer, right? So you are a technical guy with sales, again, a sales guy with technical skills. You help close deals. Um, you do what sales, you should have business knowledge, right? You should know how sales work and of course still get to do your technical stuff. Again, it lies with the way the company you're working for defines it. So I wouldn't really say there's any difference again. So it just lies with the way the company defines it. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice to know. So these system engineers, do they really have, is there a requirement for you to be a technical person before you can be a sales or a system engineer, or it's just not technical skill you need to have, or what exactly are the skills needed to become a successful more like sales or system engineer?
Okay, first you need to know your stuff. Again, you can't be a sales engineer, right? If you look at the compounding, you have to know sales and you're also an engineer. So first, competence and skills is required. So you need to know your stuff. You can't, I mean, if I come to your company and tell you I want to sell a particular product to you and I don't even have an idea about what I'm talking about, of course, that's a red flag for me or for you, as the case may be. So I need to know my stuff, one. Then I need to develop soft skills like sales. I need to know how to, my communication skills should be excellent. Yeah. then of course I need to know how to pass this communication across to my audience. So in different cases, my audience may be different, right? And there's a way I'll talk to C-level executives. I wouldn't do that with a technical audience. So you need to know how to talk to these different sets of persons. Albert that said, you don't know that particular product. So I need to be able to not just have the knowledge. Again, that's the difference between a pure technical engineer and a sales engineer. I need to be able to tell people, I need to be able to communicate this knowledge to people in the simplest way they can understand. So that's basically the difference.
Okay, that's nice. Thanks for sharing. So that means if you're coming from a communication skill, because we have a lot of persons that be like, I'm a linguistic. In fact, I think last week I had somebody that studied. She's still studying language, and she was like, "Can I venture into cybersecurity?" Yes, cybersecurity is for everybody. So you can become a salesperson because you know how to communicate. So it's all about the skills and the abilities that you can venture into this field. Thanks so much for sharing, sir. So let's go back to how you get started in the field. How exactly did you get started into this cybersecurity field?
Mm. I would say it's kind of fortuitous, more like it was accidental. So I've always been a networks guy. In fact, I started my career as a technical trainer and a part-time network engineer at the computer institute I was working for then. So they had this cyber cafe that they were running on the side. So at the time, I wasn't training. I trained students on CCNA and the MCSE track. So at the time, I'm not training. I was around the cyber cafe troubleshooting issues and trying to fix one or two. So that really piqued my interest in the networking bit or networking space. And then at the next company, the other company I worked for after the training institute, I was a pure network engineer. And sometimes they would want to draft me into security projects, and I would frown my face. I didn't really like it, but then I just had to do it. But again, I started getting interested in it because I'm somebody that is very curious about technology. Yeah? And I love protecting stuff, right? I could come into your house and I'm looking for the exit door. I just want to make sure that everything is safe. So it started security stuff, though it was a mix with networking, and that was how it started, right? So my passion grew, though it was mostly on network security. But again, it was an arm that I could mix what my earlier passion was before I could mix network and security. So it got me interested, and from there I delved into. So currently, I'm actually taking courses on the side, of course, as personal development on how to automate networks using Python and others. So again, like I said, it was accidental, but now I'm fully in love with it. And of course, I know I'm going to live happily ever after.
Wow, that's wonderful. Accidental. You ventured into cybersecurity by accident. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's good to know. Throughout this your cybersecurity career journey, do you have any regrets or any mistakes that you've made and you want the people following you, the people coming behind you to know that, see, this is the mistake I've made, this is the regrets I've made, and I wouldn't want you to do the same.
Yes, personally, I have a very huge one. I didn't start coding on time. So that's something I've been trying to correct. Again, it's like And they say you can't teach an old dog a new trick and all that. So I'm catching up. And I said that was my experience at the university, where we never had any hands-on session doing coding. So it was C programming on foolscap paper. I had to write 4 pages of programming, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I came out with a B. So it was afterwards I said, man, this was not for me, and I'm never going to touch it again. So again, it was much more later in my career I started seeing the use of programming, coding, and the likes of it. And again, like I earlier mentioned, I'm trying to catch up to what's going on and the trend in the industry. So for guys coming, right, no knowledge is wasted, right? Enjoy what you do, especially if you're into coding. And again, the idea is that you want to make money. But just stick with it. No knowledge is wasted. You will definitely get to the point of making money. But again, if you're starting, start well, know your craft, know your stuff, and you won't regret it.
Okay, thank you so very much. I think I got it. I mean, even till date, there are some schools that still write programming on paper, which is really not a nice thing to do. But if you're passionate, especially in this generation, in fact, you see 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old already
Hmm.
coding. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
correct.
something you enjoy doing, why not? You don't mind what's going on in the class. I mean, you can do the extra because extra people always have do the extra, and that's why they are excellent. So thank you so
Yeah.
much, sir. And I enjoy the point where you say no knowledge is wasted. Enjoy what you do, and don't just stay where you are. Enjoy what you do, and make sure you do it well and start well. Thank
Mm.
you, sir. So I'm going to go to the next question, which has to do with the secret to your success so far. What can you say exactly is that secret, that one thing that I'll say, I think this is what has helped me so far in my journey. Do you mind to share?
Yeah, sure. I think two things. One is passion, and the second is resilience. So I love what I do. Yeah. And that drives me to, grow in what my line of passion is on. So it's not just music, and I mean, sorry, cybersecurity, and I mean, this applies to uh, activities I'm involved in outside office stuff and career stuff. And the second one is resilience, right? I have a never say die attitude. Yeah, I understand failure is part of the journey. So don't beat yourself up. I've had times where I've had to fail back to back, but again, over the years, I've realized it's part of the journey. Really, it just gives you more experience. Like someone quoted that the difference between a senior technical resource and a technical resource is not knowledge, it's experience. The guy has seen it, yeah, the guy has seen it done before. So he's telling you from his experience, okay, this is how you should do it. You are banking on what you just read, but this guy has seen it done before. And that spans from maybe multiple experiences he has failed in, he's got to relearn, he's got to go back to the books, go back to his lab to see stuff done. And again, that's virtually the secret to success. One, passion; two, resilience. So don't be scared of failing. It's part of the journey. It's part of the recipe. Do not be scared. You beat yourself up, yes, fine, do that, but come back right on. Push ahead, move on, and things will get better for you.
Yes, 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 yes. Failure is a recipe for success.
Mm,
Thank you for sharing your secrets. Resilience as well as your passion.
mm,
That's good to know, sir. And I'm sure our attendees, if you're listening, make sure that you have a passion intact and your resilience because failure will come either you like it or not, it will definitely come because it's part of the journey. And I actually like the point where you say the difference between a senior technical person and a junior person is just the experience. So you need to get your experience. Thank you so much, sir, for that. So moving on, I think we're wrapping up. So let me go back to um, the systems engineer. Uh, so like I'm just getting started in cybersecurity, and I really think the systems engineer will be nice, will be a nice kind of career path that I should follow. Uh, so do you think they earn more than these blue teamers and red teamers and all those teamers? Because money is
Money.
the main thing, of course, is the main thing.
Okay, so I think there's a market. There's a market. I think it's all based on the market demand for the particular role you want, right? And that, of course, depends on the market you're in. Yeah. So for some certain markets, the demand for that particular skill could be high. And of course, the pay is commensurate with that particular skill. For some other markets, the demand for the other skill could be high. So I think it also depends on the maturity of the market. Yeah. So for the red blue team and the likes of them, if you are running a knock, a SOC, or you're running a bank where you need that particular skill, right? And the level of maturity of the security system is high, then you can talk about these teams. Yeah. In some other banks that are maybe smaller in nature and have less complicated or less sophisticated infrastructure, they may not need them. Most times it is outsourced to some other guys or third party, e.g., Cybersec and the likes of them. So what happens in this case is for Cybersec, they would need such persons. But then again, they have to do this in line with whatever the bank has dictated for them. So if the bank doesn't need that thing or those guys, you're just wasting your money, right? So again, it depends again. For maybe in Europe, UK, and the likes of it, yes, they may need those guys. Demand for those guys be high. And also system sales engineer could also be high as well. So for me, I believe that no role is more important than the other. There are some roles that are really good. Take the sales engineer, for example. You need to sell your product. You need to have guys buying your product. Yeah. And you need somebody to help your sales guys qualify that product. You need to have money come in. Yeah. Then it is when this is done that you can start building your back end team. Again, summary of what I've been saying is market demands and the region where you do stay. Really.
Yeah.
I know money is important, yeah.
Yeah, it's very important because I know my people will be like, okay, oh, system, is there money there? Yes, there's money. So, but depending on where and when you venturing into it, like I'll
Correct.
always tell anybody, just make sure you do your research very well. Just do your
Correct.
research. Do your research. So, thank you so much, sir. I think I'm coming to the end actually. So, do you think degree is important? Or do you think certification is important? Or you think no degree, no certification? What's your take on
Mm,
that?
yes, the age-long chicken before egg or egg before chicken question. So personally, again, for me, I think both are important, right? So it depends on the need. You could have hard skills, right? Getting certificates and maybe because you want to make money on time. So you need to have hands-on skills to implement or do deployment. In that case, yes, you need certifications. They need the hard skills. But if you want to learn about science of what you're doing, you won't get that in certifications. You need a classroom experience to get that. You need to know the science behind how that thing operates. For example, take encryption or cryptography. So you could have guys who carry out maybe a VPN configuration, or you're trying to encrypt a particular asset or encrypt the communication between several locations. Off the top of my head and from books on implementation I've read, everybody knows AES is the strongest encryption algorithm, right? Then followed by some other ones. Then you also have the public key infrastructure and all that. I just know, but why? How and why is it stronger than the other cryptography algorithm, whether symmetric or asymmetric? You can't get that experience outside the class. It's in class or in university, good university, as in, please take note. They have to teach you the science behind why, this particular algorithm, asymmetric algorithm, is stronger than the symmetric algorithm. In fact, don't be surprised. Yeah, I've actually been there, I've done it. There are mathematical functions that you have to carry out or do to get, these are keys, algorithm, and the likes of them. So you have a lot of transformation or S transform. So you do a lot of mathematics to come to the get outputs from these cryptographic functions. So I know the reason why things happen in a classroom, having a classroom experience, but I know how to get it done, getting certifications and hand-on skills. So for you to become a complete guy, I believe you need to have both experience. Again, so for me, I believe have the hands-on experience, go to university to get the degree, right? So what you do on the field begins to make sense when you learn them in class. Oh, this is why I did that. Yes. So eventually it makes sense of what you have been doing all your life, right? So for me, both, but it depends on where you want to start from, get the certification. Personally, that's my opinion. Yeah.
Wow, like I have never seen the side to this. Like in all my reading, in all the research, I've never heard um like a view, an opinion of someone, just like you just said. If you want to know the signs of it, you want to know how and why it happens, you just have to go to the classroom and learn. While, okay, yeah, I know. Like just like the example you gave, it's so relatable. And I think both are important. I've come to that conclusion already. I don't want to read any further article on why college degree or certification. They are both very important. And take notes. A good university, just like he has
Good
said,
university,
good
correct.
university, good school. So thank you so much, sir, for that. Wow, I've learned a lot from this session, actually, personally. Thank you again. So, second to the last question, uh, what exactly is your advice for the next generation of cybersecurity uh, professionals that are just coming in? What are the things that you think is important for them to know before they become a professional? Yeah.
Okay. So I'll make reference to the Bible, right? Bible says if you want to build a house, first you count the costs, you know how much is involved. So it's about planning and being deliberate about it. So for example, someone who wants to become a product manager in cybersecurity. So first you get the definition of what you want to do. A product manager is like a brand manager for that particular technology. So you are the face of that product or that brand. So what does it mean to be that? So it means that you need to know about the product in-out, right? So you need skills, you need competence, right? As a product manager, you need to be able to communicate the value of that product to people. So it means you need very sound communication skills. Like I mentioned earlier, you need to be able to talk to C-level executives. You need to be able to talk to the junior guys. You need to be able to communicate with the technical guys, right? Then, of course, you've counted your costs. So where do I begin from? I think you begin from getting skills. If you meet somebody today, maybe telling you that Indomie noodles as compared to one other brand is the best, Your question is, or somebody is coming to sell something else than Indomie, and you're asking the person, why do I go for this particular product? And the person can't tell you why. He's telling you because it's sweet. It's sweeter than Indomie. Okay, so why exactly? So again, that's where competence comes into play. You need to know the product. You need to be able to talk about it, right? So now you need to set timelines. When should I, how long should I study for this? How long should I study for these skills? If I need to be able to know how to communicate, I need to watch or read books, watch videos on, to better my communication skills. And then I have to go through some level of, or through some stages in my career to be able to have hands-on product. You also need to be able to talk to stakeholders, right? You are not just talking or communicating with your um, external guys or your customers. You are also able to take feedback back to your team, the product team who built this product. So you are able to handle communication across all levels, right? So you are talking to your internal guys, you are giving them feedback from the market. Okay, this guy is not like this feature on this product. Here is what they want. Here's how you should go about it. Then I'm able to pacify the guys who maybe, for example, have found faults in our product. And I'm able to tell them, okay, I assure you this will not happen again, right? Actually improving this particular feature. These are the benefits it's going to bring to you. So generally, I've counted my costs and I've applied, I've defined timelines to how I'm going to achieve this. And then, of course, until I get to my goal, you can say maybe in 7, 8 years from then. So again, for the upcoming guys, don't just rush into whatever professional career line or path you want to go to. Know what you are aiming for, so you don't just get carried away. Yes, I want to do coding, I want to do this, right? So what are you going to be doing in the next 5 years? I want to transition into something, again, it depends on you. I want to transition into another stuff, again, it depends on you. But just be intentional and deliberate about what you want to do.
Hey, that's amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Count your cost and develop your timeline and follow it. Know what you want to do before venturing into it. That's an amazing one. So, do you have any favorite book or movies that you want to share with us?
Oh, yes. So currently I'm reading the Prosperity Paradox by Efusa Ojomo. So it's a book that gives you the idea of wealth. It teaches you about the idea of wealth in a new light, right? So over here in Nigeria, let's say Africa, the politicians and the big men, they're about raw stuff. Yeah. They just want to take money the old way. They don't want to even think. Just give me that Ghana must go. That's it. But again, it doesn't really solve. You can make much money doing more for the society. You just need to disrupt. So it's about disruption. Yeah. The likes of Netflix have disrupted the cinema. Airbnb disrupted. Uber, those guys disrupted. In fact, Netflix is even getting disrupted at the moment. So again, you need to identify a gap in the society. Right? If you want to make wealth, you need to identify a gap in society and then fill in that gap. That's how to really make money. See, Tesla, for example, he's selling this product of a car that doesn't drive on fuel. Now he's talking about space. He's talking about, people get excited at these things. This guy knows how to communicate and he knows how to make money. So that's exactly what the book is talking about, and I'm really enjoying. I'm enjoying it. And for movies, I love the old British spy movies. I think my favorite is the one called Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It's a very nice movie, right? Not the old one. There's a newer version. So I think they did one in the past, in the 80s or 70s, or the newer one where you have Gary Oldman, featured. That was a very good one. There is also this one called, I think, page 8 or so, the Shadow Dancer. I just love the British spy movies. I believe their plots are stronger than their fellow Americans.
Wow, interesting. So I'll do check them out myself because especially the book, the
Para-
prosperity
the Prosperity Paradox, I think.
paradox. Exactly, exactly. I'll check it out because I want to get rich on time more. See how it goes. So that'll be all from my end. I want to thank everybody for being on the show, for listening to this point. I want to thank you all. It has been an amazing time. Personally, I enjoy myself, and I'm sure that you do too. So
Yeah,
if you like this video, make sure you don't just share, don't just like, take note of what has been said, and please take what's it called now, take action on them. Make sure you do as he said. And definitely cybersecurity is a very small world, so we get to network, we get to share our experience as well with the other people that are coming behind us. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel, for coming. We really appreciate you honoring our invitation to be on the show.
thanks, Joshua. Anytime.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right, man. Cheers, man.